of fact, and you'll see Texas State on Saturday night opens up their schedule playing host to Houston Baptist. The head coach of the Bobcats is Everett Withers, and he now joins us here at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Coach, thanks a lot for being with us.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, I know last year 2-10 what you're looking for, and you've been a head coach at North Carolina, you've been a head coach at James Madison.
Right.
You've had success in both places, so you know how to get it done. What's the next step for the Bobcats?
Well, I think now we have to transform the players that we have on our roster now. When you come into year one, it's about sometimes transitioning culture and those things, and then some transactions because you got guys in and out, and you got to recruit. So we finished up with a really good recruiting class, 17. So now it's about taking the players on our roster now and transforming them into what we want as far as a football program.
Coach, you talk about recruiting classes. Some are saying probably one of the best recruiting class, if not in the Sun Belt Conference this year.
Well, we felt like we did a good job. You know, you go 2-10 and you recruit well, that means you've got something at your university that you can sell. And we felt like our coaches did a really good job of selling to the prospects in the state of Texas and around the area about what our plans are and what we can do on the campus at Texas State.
What's your quarterback situation? I know you have Damian Williams, a graduate transfer from Mississippi State.
Right.
He's on your campus. Is he going to be your starter?
Well, we haven't named Damian the starter, and the reason we haven't is because we got three really talented freshmen behind him. Willie Jones, Keyshawn Kelly, and Jalen Gibson, three-star quarterbacks that were very talented in high school. We feel like that those guys will push Damian in camp, and maybe one of them becomes the starter. So it's going to be a good battle at camp.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things you always want to protect those quarterback, that offensive line. You have 4 returning this year. Aaron Brewer,
right.
Another guy too. So you've got that foundation there in front.
Yeah, Tristan Miserak and Aaron Brewer, 2 guys that are returning in our offensive line. We feel like will give us some leadership that we maybe were missing last year in that offensive line. Aaron's obviously a second-team preseason All Sun Belt pick, and he you know, when you first start against Arkansas last year, that's a tough way to be indoctrinated, but I thought he did a really good job, and he's grown as a leader in that offensive line.
How about whoever ends up being the quarterback, who they throw the ball to? I know you got an all-conference tight end in Gabe Schrade,
right.
and also 3 guys on the perimeter in Watts, Morbely, and King that can go catch the ball.
Yeah, and I'll add to that list Eric Luna.
Yep.
Elijah King and Eric Luna both were injured for us last year during the season. So to get those guys back in their experience is going to be good for us. Thurman has some big playability. Tyler Watts has some big playability. So we feel like our receiver core is going to be stable. We got a couple young freshmen that we feel like are dynamic. They'll be able to come in and add some depth to that list.
And also you got a running back that can catch the ball out of the backfield, Stedman Mayberry, another guy that was productive for you last year, and he returns for you.
Yeah, he returns for us. He'll be in a battle also. We've got Robert Brown, a kid that was a redshirt freshman for us last year, had a really good spring, and actually, you know, came out of the spring a little bit ahead of Stedman. So there'll be a battle going into camp. We've got a couple guys coming in as true freshmen that will give an opportunity to play. We want to be able to play 2 to 3 backs, so we'll hopefully be able to spread those carries around.
Over on the defensive side of the ball, you're led by a couple of thumpers there at linebacker, London and Lloyd. I mean, between the 2 of those guys, they had nearly 250 tackles last season.
Well, yeah, and I always tell people sometimes that's too many for a linebacker to have.
Yeah.
We like to, for those
guys
guys
on the
not
field
to make,
a little too long.
Right, no question. So Brian's really progressed and done a really good job. Obviously, preseason Sun Belt pick. We feel like he'll grow. Redshirt freshman. And then Gabe Lloyd played really well for us. We've got some depth behind those guys, Nick Daniels and Clifton Lewis. So that's probably the strongest part of our football program.
And some of the guys up front, 4 of your 6 defensive linemen are back, and a couple young guys last year, freshmen, 2 freshmen and a sophomore, led the team in tackles. So a lot to build up front to maybe take some of that off of the linebackers.
Well, I think what we've got is we're starting to build some depth in both our lines, our offense and defensive line. Defensively, if we can just continue to grow and get better, get bigger, get stronger. That was our issues last year. Being able to get bigger and get stronger in our defensive line, we feel like we're headed that way.
You know, we started the interview talking about, you know, making steps and making progress here. You know, you come on here, you're very professional. I mean, but I sense that 2-10 probably didn't sit very well with you last year. You're being very cordial to us right now, and we appreciate that. But that bothered you. So what's the big thing you're looking for this year?
Well, just growth. I mean, we have to grow as a program. You know, you usually don't get to take over a program that's doing really well if you're taking a new job. So, you know, you have to grow the program, build a foundation. And like I said, we want year 2 to be a transformation. Take the players that we have, that we've recruited, and continue to grow those guys and get them better. So every day is going to be a day to get better, and that's going to be our goals for the year.
Well, it starts on September 2nd. You got Houston Baptist coming to your place, a great stadium, by the way, as we take a look at the 2017 schedule right here. And then you go on the road at Colorado. Your conference opener comes in week 3. You got Appalachian State at your place.
Yeah, it'll be a great opener for us. We need all our fans in the stadium, and then we get to play our conference champion at home, and that'll be fun. That'll be fun, and then, you know, obviously playing Colorado, a top 25 team, that'll be a big challenge for us.
Coach Everett, thanks for being with us. Do appreciate it, and looking for big things from you guys this year.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate you having me.